Chief. I head up an international police task force which includes all member nations. I am Lind L. Taylor, otherwise known as L. What you're doing right now is evil.
You think I'm evil? I am justice! I guess you're just too stupid, L. I'll show the world what happens when you cross me. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. What's wrong? You got nothing else to say?
I had to test this just in case, but I never thought it would actually happen. Kira, it seems you can kill people without having to be there in person. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't just witnessed it. Listen to me, Kira. That was not me.
What?
He got you there.
Try to kill me.
You bastard.
Well, Kira, it seems that you can't kill me after all.
So there are some people you can't kill. You've given me a useful hint. Longer. You can answer all of my questions when I catch you.
He's going to sentence me to death? Sounds interesting. I accept your challenge, L.
Each of them has to hunt down the other without knowing the other's name or face. And the first one whose identity is revealed will die. Humans are so much fun.
L.
Kira, I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding and I will eliminate you.
I am justice.
You there, student number 162. Sit properly in your chair.
Yagami.
Yes.
Ooh, wow.
And freshman representative Hideki Ryuga.
I knew I'd be giving the address with one other student, but I never expected this. I remember him from the exam center. He got into trouble for sitting oddly in his desk. It seemed like he was off in his own world.
As all of us embark on this
Hideki Ryuga. Light Yagami, your father is Chief Soichiro Yagami of the NPA. Your respect for your father is matched only by your strong sense of justice.
Who the hell is this guy?
If you promise not to tell anyone about this, I have important information concerning the Kira investigation that I'd like to share with you.
I won't tell anyone. What is it?
I want to tell you I'm L.
What? There's no way. What's he talking about? If he really was L, he'd never admit to it. I thought this guy was a bit strange, but this is pretty extreme. No, stop. This isn't good. Don't act surprised. On the off chance that he really is L, I have to act how Soichiro Yagami's son Light Yagami would act in this situation. If you are who you say you are, then you have nothing but my respect and admiration.
Thank you.
If this guy is really L like he says, then consider me impressed.
Indeed. Is he really L? Does he already suspect that I'm Kira? It's hard to say how much he knows, but he must be under suspicion.
Hey, Light.
You hear that? I think it's your new friend.
Nice meeting you.
No, the pleasure was mine. I have to admit, I was surprised, Ryuga. I never thought you'd ask me to play tennis as a way to get to know each other.
Hey!
Ah!
Relax, Light. While it's true that Kira hates losing, it's also true that most people would rather win than lose. It's human nature.
Is he going to think that I'm Kira if I go for the win? I suppose I could just lose on purpose, but if I do, it could work against me. Since he'd expect Kira to want to win, he might also expect me to throw the match to avoid suspicion. I don't see any way that he can profile me based on a tennis match. So, I have to assume he has some other goal in mind. Way. I'm not going to let him win.
I can see the wheels turning, Light Yagami. I'm already in your head.
There's no way this tennis match will deepen our friendship. This is a token gesture, an elaborate act we'll go through so we can say we're closer.
Because I wanted to play tennis with you, you'll assume that I'm preparing to take a step closer, laying the groundwork to get to know you better. So it goes without saying that the first thing you're going to want from me is
Some kind of confirmation from a third party that you really are L, which means
We'll have to go to Task Force headquarters.
in all things, one cannot win with defense alone. To win, you must attack!
Just as I expected, you beat me.
It's been a while since I had to play that hard. I'm feeling kind of thirsty. Plus, there's something I wanted to ask you about. You want to go somewhere for a drink?
You humored me with the tennis match. The least I can do is answer some of your questions. But before this conversation goes any further, there's something I must tell you.
What's that?
I suspect that you, Light Yagami, are in fact Kira. Now, if you still want to ask me something, then please go ahead.
You think I'm Kira?
Well, when I say I suspect you, it's only a 1% possibility.
It was quite the preemptive move on his part.
What was it you wanted to ask me?
Right. I'm sure that can wait until you're convinced that I'm not Kira.
You're under no obligation to do this. Would you mind submitting yourself to a test of your deductive reasoning skills?
Sure, why not? Sounds like fun.
All right, then. We can begin by taking a look at these. Photographs of 3 notes written by prison inmates while under Kira's control just prior to their deaths. None of this information has been made public. You can take as long as you want to look them over. Please let me know what you think.
Very interesting. Come on, this is child's play. There's a print number on the back of each of these photographs. If I ignored this fact and was still able to come up with the phrase, L, do you know, gods of death love app, what would that mean? Clearly, if I read it the way Kira intended on my first attempt, I'd only look more suspicious. But the fact that I'm able to solve this silly code isn't enough on its own to prove that I'm Kira. It would be quite amazing to learn that not only could Kira kill others, but could also control his victim's action. I think Kira wrote these, and it seems he's encoded a message for you as well, almost as if he's mocking you. If you line these notes up side by side and take a look at the first letter of every line, it reveals a message. Rearranging it like this gives you L, do you know, gods of death love apples. But there are obvious print numbers on the back of all these photographs. Arrange it in that order, we get L, do you know, love apples, gods of death. That doesn't sound right. And based on that, it's hard to believe that Kira would have wanted you to read it this way.
That's incorrect. The thing is, there were actually 4 photographs. When we add this one, it reads, L, do you know, gods of death who love apples have red hands.
It's a fake. I never made any criminal write the letter in this 4th picture. Is he stupid? But seeing as I only had 3 photographs to work with, my deduction was perfect.
No, it wasn't. The truth is, there were 4 of them. If you'd figured that out, it would have been perfect. Even though you knew the message was incomplete, you decided that there were only 3 notes. You never even considered that there might be a 4th. What do you make of that?
Damn him. This wasn't just about gauging my deductive reasoning skills. He wanted to see what my reaction would be. Well, you got me there. I didn't think of that. In any case, the likelihood this message will lead you to Kira is not very great. Besides, we all know gods of death don't exist.
If you were me, faced with someone who might be Kira, how would you go about establishing this person's innocence or guilt? You'd need to be absolutely sure.
I would probably try to get him to say something that was never made public in any way. Something that only Kira could know. Kinda like what you were doing just now.
Truly amazing. I'm impressed. You'll make a fine detective, Light.
But it's a bit of a double-edged sword. The more impressive my answers, the more of a suspect I become.
Yes, it's about 3% now. However, it's made me that much more determined to work with you on this investigation. You see, I'm in a position where even if you are Kira, it would still be to my benefit to have you working alongside us. Do you know why I'd say that?
If I cooperate with you, there's a chance I can help the investigation to move forward. And if I'm Kira, I might reveal myself. In other words, whether I'm Kira or not, you stand to gain either way. It's a very smart move on your part. But I think you might be getting the wrong idea. It's true that I do have an interest in the Kira case, and yes, detective work is a hobby of mine. But I know that I'm not Kira, and I certainly don't want to be killed by him. Besides, what proof have you been able to give me that you yourself aren't Kira? I mean, it hardly seems fair for just one of us to be investigated, wouldn't you say? At this point, neither of us can prove that we're not Kira. However, if you are in fact L, I don't imagine it would be that hard for you to prove it to me. I think I'd be convinced if, say, my father or someone else from the task force headquarters was able to confirm your identity. If you can't do that, then I'm afraid I just won't be able to help you.
You sure talk a lot, don't you, Light? Typical for someone who hates losing. I think that's 7%. I don't remember saying you couldn't meet anyone from Task Force headquarters to verify my identity. I'm currently working alongside your father, as well as several other senior detectives from the NPA. Now, if I understand you correctly and I take you to Task Force headquarters, you'll help us with the investigation. Am I safe in making this assumption?
Does this guy have a death wish? I don't understand. What's he thinking?
これさえクリアできれば一気に解決に結びつきます。
データ消去。どういうことだ？
渡りには自分の身にもしものことがあった場合、全データが残らないようにしておけと言ってあります。
もしものことって。まさか
死神は。
そういえば姿がどこにもいない。どういうことだ？
皆さん、死神。おい、龍崎、どうしたんだ？しっかりしろ！
なんだ？どうなってる？
殺される！渡り、龍崎、あとは僕たち！
What do you know? So L is finally gone for good, huh? Too bad. I guess that means there won't be anything interesting to look forward to anymore.
Now everything that was in my way is gone, and everyone else still believes in me. It's only a matter of time before I get rid of the police. What do you think of that, L? This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win!